Drop it.
What's going on, guys? TDunks here, back with another Knights and Dragons video for you, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a rant and my weekly news update. So, a few things that I'm going to be touching on this event. Starting off with the third 3-day event in a row. So, the first one was the war with the Harley Quinn Rogue Gear as the reward. And then we had the Santico raid with the Sour Plate Mail. And now we have the War of Thorns with the Naga Plate Mail, guys. So, like I said, this is the third 3-day event in a row, guys. It seems like Gree might be pushing out these fusion wars. So, I'll go into my rant in a little bit as soon as I'm done with this. But first off, let's go ahead and look at the rewards. So, the Naga Plate Mail is a Spirit Water type armor, so it's going to go ahead and replace the Revelation Robes, which was actually on the gem spending event about a week ago. So, relatively quick. But the plus version is a little bit more defensive minded. It's 2101 attack and 2318 defense. So like I said, a little bit more defensive focused, but not too much. So moving on to the regular version, it has 1910 attack and 2018 defense. So not as defensive minded, more even keel. But first is going to go ahead and get that plus version. Second through 10 is going to get the regular version, guys. So not too shabby. And then here comes the problem. So as most people know, the 11 plus movement, which was a movement that focused on making the rewards better and just changing some small things about Knights and Dragons, that started about 6 months ago with some of the better guilds in the game at the time. But they really did a great job, and since then, we've had a older epic as the 11 through 25 reward. And there's only been one time where there's been a little bit of a mix-up since they fixed that, and that was about a month and a half ago when, for one day, the red kaleidoscopic raiment was the reward. So they ended up fixing it. It was just a little bit of a mix-up. They let us know real quick. But here we go. So 11 through 25 is the Hellfire Plate Mail, guys. So it is an epic, which is awesome. But this is the second week in a row that it's been the 11 through 25 epic. For the Santico raid, it was also the 11 through 25 reward. So they're really just pushing this armor on us, guys. And I honestly don't know how I feel about that. I think that it's really killing. I don't think that there's going to be that many guilds pushing for a top 25. I think that it might be a really low scoring top 25. But yeah, so I mean, that's the beginning of my problem, guys, is that they're going to go ahead and do Hellfire Plate Mail for the second week in a row. That's just laziness. I think that they could have put Centurions here or Aquatic, which, are both kind of dated now. Both have had replacements, with Centurions having the Stormwatch raiment, which is actually probably about 2 months old now, Stormwatches, so that's due. And then Aquatic, which had the Champions Battle Gear, which is actually staying right around the time, so about 2 months old. Both of those could have fit in here because they share the water element, as so does the Naga Plate Mail. But so that's my first problem. The second problem I have is the whole fact that this is another war, guys. So it seems like Gree might be doing away with the Fusion War, which for the people that just started playing within the last 3 weeks, was a one-day war where we received Fusion Boost as a reward. It used to go, when the raid started, to be Fusion War, 3-day Epic War, Fusion War, raid. Well, now it's been, our last Fusion War was a month ago, and then so went Fusion War, 3-day war, raid, 3-day raid, and then 3-day war again. So I don't know if they're going to just be getting rid of the Fusion Wars completely. I hope not, because I personally like them. I like the 24-hour dash, go crazy kind of thing. But so that's another thing that really bothers me, is they're kind of just forcing us to spend these gems, because in order for us to stay competitive, we have to get these new armors. If you're in the top 25 or especially a top 10 guild, you have to get these armors to stay competitive. To match all these other guys and combat their lineups. And then it's the same thing with the chest. For people that, just started playing this game 3 to 4 months ago, the way that Gree used to work this, probably about a year ago when I started playing, was we would have 2 wars a month. One would be a fusion war, and one would be a 3-day epic war. They were both separated by week, so it used to go week off, fusion war, week off, 3-day war. So it was actually really scarce that we would actually have. I mean, it would never happen where we had 2 epic wars in a month, unless if it was 5-week month. Uh, and then the chess would only be, I think, on the week offs is when they would do it, and only one of them would be a new epic chess. So we were only getting 2 new epics a month. Recently, in the last 2 weeks, we have had 5 epics be announced, which is absolutely insane, guys. Like, they're pushing these epics down our throats. So the Harley Quinn Rogue Gear, the Firestorm, the Sour Plate Mail, and the Armor of the Peacock all came within. That was within 2 events, four epics within like a week of each other, guys. That's insane. That's more than we would get in a whole month back in the day. So, like I said, all these top 10 guilds, they feel like they have to get these in order to stay competitive, and Gree is just shoving them down our throats. So I really hate that Gree's doing this. They're tearing our pockets up. I mean, they're just taking all the money out of our pockets, using those credit cards like crazy. And then on top of this, not only are they forcing us to buy, well, not forcing us, but in order to stay competitive, getting us to buy these new armors and go top 10 and everything. There hasn't been a 40% sale in like over a month, guys. There has not been even a flash 1 hour 40% sale in over a month. I don't know if Gree's also doing away with those, so they might be doing away with the fusion boost armors and the 40% sales, guys. Going back to the Harley Quinn Rogue Gear War, I know that they had a 30% 1 hour flash sale, and then they had 20% the whole rest of the weekend. Okay? And then for the raid, it was just 20%. They just had a 20% sale the whole week. I'm interested to see what they're going to put out for this week. Whether they're going to do a flash 30, possibly a flash 40. Wouldn't count on the flash 40, but possibly a flash 30 and a 20% throughout the whole week. I'm going to assume a 30% flash and then a 20% the whole weekend. But so that in itself is also really raising the price of the game. I know that a lot of competitive guilds have actually been like, hey, let's all get together and not gem this war and stuff. I mean, obviously people aren't going to do that because, people from the Death Knight Empire, if they say, oh, we're not going to gem this war, people from the Republic aren't going to believe that. They're just going to say, oh, well, they're just going to try and take advantage of us. So, I mean, there's no way to really get a rebellion per se against Gree, but I mean, something's got to be done, guys, because they are shoving the epics down our throat at a higher cost, and I mean, we need breaks. The fusion wars were one day. Men's were like 5,000 easy. You have 25 gems, 30 gems, you'd hit men. So, it's unfortunate that Gree's doing this, but so that was my little. Oh, and then, sorry, one thing else. They are doing gem spending events every week. It's not like, there was like, what was it, between Komodo, I believe, was the first gem spending event, and then it was Cyclone, and there was like a 2 month in between there, guys, and I don't know. I just really don't like what Gree's doing. So real quick, in the comments, guys, take a moment. Let me know how you feel about Gree's new system. So that's involving, the whole Hellfire 2 weeks in a row is top 25. The more expensive gem sales, the 3-day events every week with the new war epic. The pushing the chest down our throats. Let me know how you guys feel about that. I want to see how the community feels about it. I know how part of the community feels about it, but I want to see how my viewers feel about it, guys. So let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about that. I'll probably reply to some of you guys and maybe start a little bit of a conversation about that. But moving on to the next event, a gem for a wish. So this is the Apocalypse Plate Mail Plus, which has some people pretty upset. Specifically, probably the Death Knights are more upset because this was the most expensive armor ever in the game. 11th place during the Apocalypse Plate Mail War had 30 million points. They missed the Epic by less than a million points. 30 million point cutoff for 11th. I mean, that's absolutely insane. There's not been a more expensive war on Android or iOS. So that really pushed it up there. Now they're doing it for 5,000 gems, which, most people probably spent that weekend. And you get the plus version. I mean, obviously now it's a little bit more dated, but still, kind of a shot there to some of the people that really had to fight for this war. And not only is this, a rare armor and, really expensive armor, they just did, Gree again just did about a month and a half ago, where Blaze-Stone Plus you got if you opened the Arcane Chest. Yeah, the Arcane Chest. So, the Fire Water armor used to be like really, really scarce. Nobody had it. Very rare. But now, within the last, 2 months, it's been available 3 times. First off with the Arcane Chest with Blaze-Stone, and then the Harley Quinn Rogue Gear, now this. So, kind of another beef, but, obviously, this is going to happen at some point. So, there's that. The 5,000 gem spending Apocalypse Plate Mail. And then here we go. We have an Arena 30% sale. So I know Arena this week was kind of crazy. We had somebody from the Undertakers in our lines trying to go for top 3. His name is Beast Mode. He ended up missing out, but really still put on a good show. And then we have Make-A-Wish. It's Karen, which is the new epic boss. It is a fire spirit, so pretty nice here. 1460 attack, 1605 defense. So obviously a little bit more defensive minded, but still pretty good armor. I mean, I personally won't go after it because I already have. Sorry guys, heard something in the background there. I already have Spectres and I already have Demortius, so I personally will not be going after this, but if you need something like this, definitely do it. Obviously, the armors are getting better as they go. So, moving on, the new arena. Sorry, guys, blanked there for a second again. It's kind of late here. It's almost midnight, so running on fumes. Just got off work, but we have the War Wish, which aquatic is the reward here, guys. So. I believe that this is the first time that aquatic's been available in a arena. I know for sure it hasn't been in a war, so pretty excited to see how the scores are going to be for this one. I know the last arena was pretty exciting, so I can imagine that this might be a little bit more expensive as well. But yeah, guys, so that's what's going on this week in Knights and Dragons. So I imagine probably another chest will come out this weekend, considering doing 11 of those. Don't know if I will, but if I do, I will put that out for you guys. Coming out this week still, I will be doing another guild spotlight. I'll actually be revisiting not only a guild that I used to do, but my old guild. So Wrecking House will be coming out this weekend, probably on Saturday, because that's my day off. But pretty excited for that episode. But yeah, guys, so that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. Remember to leave your comment down below about how you feel about what Gree's doing. So yeah, guys, until next time, this is TDunks signing off.